Hi guys, it's Ray here from Just for Keepers, J4K. I hope you're fitting well. So in this quick video, I'm going to be really explaining something that's really important. It was actually a parent of a goalkeeper that put this question to myself, and this is also going to help goalkeepers as well, especially when you're getting people shouting from the sidelines, and that could also be your coach as well, especially when they're shouting a lot of nonsense, okay? So this is really important, because there's nothing worse as a goalkeeper, especially if you're a young goalkeeper and you don't know how to handle the situation, and you're the parents of a goalkeeping child, and you don't know how to handle that situation as well. I promise you, by the time you watch this very quick video, you'll know the answer. So whether you're the parent of a goalkeeper or a goalkeeper yourself, you will know the answer, guys, okay? And also, you might notice, if you watch a lot of my videos, I'm actually not in my office today. I'm actually working from home. So I do apologise if that light is bouncing off my bald head and obviously blinding you in some way. You might have to wear sunglasses, okay, guys, while you're watching this quick video. Okay, so this question was actually put in a private message. So we actually, J4K, we own the biggest free online goalkeeping community on the internet. If you want to get access to it, there's over 1,500 members, and it's growing every single day. And we just talk about everything goalkeeping, and we've been helping so many of our goalkeepers, members and parents of goalkeepers, obviously achieve their dreams. So this online community is for goalkeeping coaches. So there's these different sections, guys, okay? There's a classroom where you get to watch, you get free courses, you get to win free goalkeeping gloves as well. And as I say, it's for goalkeeping coaches, parents of goalkeepers, and goalkeepers, guys. So go and check it out. It's completely free of charge. And I promise you, if you're looking to achieve your goalkeeping dreams, there's nothing like this on the internet. Okay, so the question that was asked privately, and I can understand why it was asked privately at the time, because the parents was still at the club at the time, and obviously they were just a bit concerned about the son, obviously it going in like the main community post. So literally the question was, or actually what the parent was telling me, that when their goalkeeping child was playing in goal, and they're only 11 years of age, by the way, and what happens is the manager from the sideline took it into his own remit, whatever the word is, took it into his own hands to literally, be shouting. And for me, I think it's one of the worst things you can do. Doesn't matter if you're a parent on the line, if you're a parent shouting at your goalkeeper, please don't do this. If you're a coach, again, please don't do this, because 99.9% of coaches don't understand goalkeeping. They might think they do because they might take the level 1 or level 2 qualification, but it means nothing, guys, okay? Yeah, seriously, to understand goalkeeping, you've got to have played in goal, okay? And what's happening, what this manager was doing, and we've all had this, guys. I'm sure you're going, right, we've had this as well, where the manager in this particular case, I say sometimes it might not be the manager, sometimes it could be supporters, and what happens when the ball gets played over the top, obviously, and the goalkeeper, and I'll be honest with you, even when I played professionally, it was one of the hardest things to master. Obviously, when you can imagine the ball gets hit over the defence, the defence is turning, running towards you with the opposing team, and it's like, do you go, do you stay, do you go, do you stay? And it's a split second, and if you make a mistake, it could cost the game. And I promise you, for me, and I know for a lot of goalkeepers, it's one of the hardest skills to master, just judging that ball when it gets hit over the defence. And there's nothing worse when you're in two minds yourself as a goalkeeper, okay? You got people shouting stay, people shouting, get off your line, etc. But in this instance, as I say, it was the manager, and he was like shouting to the goalkeeper, look, stay on your line or get off your line, etc. And quite rightly. And so when you're in that situation, whether you're a goalkeeper or a parent of a goalkeeper, again, go over and be polite. Again, always try not to be nasty. Be polite, and basically be saying to them, look, and I always say, look, I know you got to be a bit careful, because a lot of coaches, not a lot of coaches, thankfully it's the minority of coaches who got big egos. Thankfully, most coaches now are quite sensible. As I say, it used to be, when I played, a lot of egotistical coaches, and thankfully as each year goes by, they get less and less, thankfully. But I think it's always good to go and speak to the coach, because what the coach doesn't realise, or if it's a parent on the line or someone on the line, a goalkeeper has got a different perspective of the game. So what you're seeing on the sidelines is completely different to what the goalkeeper is seeing, and there's just different factors why you just should not be shouting, for a goalkeeper to stay, or for a goalkeeper to obviously to stay on the line or to come off the line as well. And what was interesting as well, guys, and coaches, please don't do this. If you do this, what I find incredibly annoying, as a goalkeeper myself, and obviously helping thousands upon thousands of goalkeepers over the years, is that a coach will shout something from the sidelines, but they actually don't teach it in practice. Okay, so in training, so for example, this coach who never taught this in training, by the way, so I think it's absolutely completely hypocritical not to be teaching something in training and then expect you're an 11-year-old goalkeeper. Listen, even a 14, 15, 18-year-old goal, even an adult goalkeeper, guys, if you're not teaching that as a coach for a goalkeeper and a defence to work in unison, don't be expecting them to do that in a game situation, okay? So if a goal goes in, okay, it's your fault as a coach. And this is what was sad, because I advised the parents, listen, just go and have a quiet word and say, look, you know, we get our advice from Ray Newland and our other goalkeeping coaches, and, you know, look, they've said, look, it's not really helpful, you know, if you shout on the sidelines, you know, can you obviously not shout, let him learn from his own mistakes, you know, etc. And, you know, can we practice this in training maybe? And the coach was quite abrupt, basically saying, no, I'm not going to change. Obviously, I'm not going to be changing. I'm still going to be shouting. Doesn't matter what, which I think is disgusting, to be honest with you. You know, obviously he's one of the few dinosaur ego coaches that are about. Now, I actually never got a chance to say this to the parents of the goalkeeper, but my advice would have been, if you go and approach a coach friendly in a nice manner and just say, listen, please, you know, what's happening? You put my child, you put my son off in goal. It could be your daughter as well. It could be you as a goalkeeper as well, but you're putting us off, okay? Because obviously sometimes we're in two minds. If I'm about to go and you shout stay, and that's a mistake, you know, and I make a mistake because of you, that's your fault. But actually, believe it or not, the coach actually said to the parents, I'll still blame the goalkeeper. I mean, how crazy is that? I mean, how egotistical and how sad is that a grown man can blame an 11-year-old on the nonsense that he's probably shouting, you know? So as I say, so for coaches, try not to do this, please, okay? Because like, you've got a different perspective than what we're seeing as a goalkeeper. With the greatest respect, if you've not played in goal before, as I say, you're going to have no idea. And if you're not coaching it in training, you've got no right to shout anything, because again, this coach is not shouting anything, and it's not the defence's fault or the goalkeeper's fault if a goal goes in. If the coach is not teaching the keeper and the defence to work in unison, the only person's fault that is the coach. And most coaches now, thankfully, you know, they'll hold their hand up and go, you know what, Ray, you're right there, I should be teaching. And obviously you get the minority who, you know, they're always right. So for me, again, just to repeat myself, guys, if you're a parent or a goalkeeper and you've got someone shouting from the sidelines, well, first of all, if it's a parent or a supporter, etc., don't even have a word with them, unless you personally know them. They could be a friend, or just go over and say, listen, please don't be doing that because you put me off, okay? I know that you might think you're helping, but you're not. Please don't do that. So a parent can say that, or an adult goalkeeper. Obviously, if it's someone that you don't know, just ignore them, because they could be shouting that to put you off. Literally don't even look at them, because the mistake a lot of goalkeepers make when someone shouts, instinctively they look. And as soon as you look at somebody, guys, that gives them, obviously, you know, that attention that they're craving, and they'll shout it again and again. Whereas if you've just got blinkers on and you don't even look at them, they'll eventually give up. I promise you guys, they'll eventually stop. But if it's a coach, obviously it's a different matter. You know, you've got to go and approach them. You know, whether you're a goalkeeper, you've got to approach them, or you're a parent of a goalkeeper. And again, you might not want to say, hey, don't shout. Maybe just, again, sort of call their bluff and just say, look, you know, you're putting myself off as a goalkeeper, or you're putting my child off as a goalkeeper. Listen, I understand that you're trying to help, but I tell you what, is there any chance we can do this in training? Because obviously, if you're giving instructions in a game situation, they need to know beforehand. So again, you're sort of saying in a nice way, well, listen, you've got no right to be shouting at my child, because if you went with that type of attitude, quite rightly, a good few, even the good coaches, will get the back up on that, you know. So if you go to them and just say, look, I see what you're saying, fantastic, you're trying to help, but it's really putting my child off, or it's really putting me off as a goalkeeper. But look, I understand you're trying to help, so I'll tell you what, the next few training sessions, can we please, you know, obviously practice this? Can I practice with the team? And then obviously you can be shouting on the sidelines. I'll guarantee 98% of them will not do it. I guarantee it, guys, okay? Because it's a hard thing to, unless you really know what you're doing as a coach, it's quite a hard thing to do. Hopefully they will. if they say, yeah, I'll do it, then you can obviously, you've got a coach that you can work with and obviously develop that skill for yourself as a goalkeeper, which is an important skill to learn, by the way. Like I say, for me personally, it's one of the toughest skills. Even like as I was professional for 10 years, it's a split second and you get it wrong. So you do really need the help, that as much help as possible. So hopefully the coach will go, yep, you know, whether you're the goalkeeper or whether you're the parent of the goalkeeper, yep, makes sense, let's work on that. And brilliant. Again, as I say, you know, you get to work with it as the team, the coach gets the benefit, the team gets the benefit, but you get to benefit as well, okay? Super important. Now, if the coach turns around and says, no, I'm not doing it, just say, and this is where, as a parent or a goalkeeper, guys, you've sort of got to stand up for yourself. You say, well, you've got no right then. Well, you know, you've got no right to shout. So now I'm going to ask you, don't be shouting, because you've got no right, which they haven't. So you've got no right to be saying, stay on your line or get off your line if you're not teaching it. And then if the coach comes back and says, tough, like this coach actually did, and to be fair, I'm pretty confident this type of coach is in the minority now, okay, yeah. And my advice would have been to that parent of a goalkeeper, or you as a goalkeeper, just go and find another club. Because if there's a coach, I say, obviously, if you're playing semi-professional and professional, you've got to bite the bullet a bit more. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But you've still got to stand up for yourself. You've got to say, well, listen, don't be shouting nonsense to me. You know, as I say, if you're an adult goalkeeper, you've actually got to be saying to the coach, you're shouting nonsense. Like, listen, I've got a completely different view to you. You know, please don't be shouting, because I won't listen. You know, I just will not listen. But obviously, if you're grassroots, if you're under 18s, or if you're a parent of a goalkeeper, I always try and recommend that you be as friendly as possible, be as polite as possible. And for me, the best answer is, if a coach is not going to listen to your request, and you're being as polite as possible, especially when they're talking nonsense like this coach, the best advice is leave that club. I promise you, listen to what I'm going to say now. There's more clubs looking for goalkeepers than goalkeepers looking for clubs. I've been doing this for 26 years now, guys, and I get inundated on a daily basis for clubs looking for goalkeepers that want to play in goal. Because, again, we're in the minority. Most goalkeepers are thrown in goal because, I say, the goalkeeper never turns up, and they'll put the sub in goal, you know what I mean? Or they'll put normally the substitute in goal. So it's very rare. If you're a goalkeeper and you want to be a goalkeeper, I promise you, we're like gold dust, okay? So there's more clubs looking for keepers like you than keepers like you looking for clubs. And again, I'm going to stress, please don't do it in an arrogant way, okay? Please don't do it in an arrogant way. Be as polite as possible, like this father did, because before I even give him the advice to leave the club, I actually got another message from him saying, right, I've left the club. I tried to have a word with the coach. His attitude was terrible. He was basically like, nope, I'm not going to practice it in training, and nope, I'm not going to stop shouting, even though it was nonsense what he was shouting. And the parents, in my opinion, did the right thing, because and found a club, and he said, already, this new club has got a goalkeeping coach. The other club never. So obviously that's an issue as well, because sometimes if you've got a goalkeeping coach, sometimes you can go to the goalkeeping coach and they'll obviously fight your corner. Word of warning though, guys, some won't, okay? Yeah, most will, but some won't, okay? But hopefully you've got a goalkeeping coach who's got a backbone, and they'll go and speak on your behalf. And again, they can obviously do that. They can help you in training and practice as well. So I hope that makes sense, guys. As I say, it doesn't matter, you know, what someone's shouting from the sidelines. It's like I say, if it's a stranger, you don't know them, and an away supporter, you just don't even look at them. If it's a family or friend member, just at half-time or full-time, say, listen, I know that you're trying to help me, but you actually put me off, please don't do that again. And you'll 99.9% of the time, they'll go, sorry, didn't realise. And to be fair, most of the coaches will as well. They'll go, you know what, you're right, I didn't realise that. For me to shout, I've got to at least I've got to put it in practice. I've got to do it in training, you know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense, guys. And like I say, for me, coming off your line as a goalkeeper and judging when to come and when not to come is one of the hardest things to master. And then having someone shouting nonsense from the sideline, even if it could be your coach, is very off-putting. And yeah, it's not going to help a goalkeeper. So I hope that helps, guys. Don't want to waffle on too much. I'm going to finish now. But again, what would you do in this situation, guys? So if you're watching this on one of our platforms or on YouTube, just comment below. What have you done when you've had a coach or someone on the line and they're just shouting nonsense to yourself, okay? How do you handle that as a goalkeeper or a parent of a goalkeeper? If you can comment below, that'd be much appreciated. And please remember, guys, to get more videos like this, please like the button and subscribe, and you'll get loads of free content like this. But remember, click the link below, join our free online community. I promise you, if you're looking to achieve your goalkeeping dreams, we will give you the edge on your competition. See you on the inside.